So it's very unfortunate that, you know, in the process of wanting to create a dynasty, the Mugabes have taken Zimbabwe as their private company. And the boys show opulence in a sea of poverty. Grace has shown no respect at all to Zimbabweans, which is the reason why she has been checking out, you know, people from Manzo farm to expand a business interests in Mazoe back home. People see Grace Mugabe as a very cruel woman who is very unreasonable. But not only cruel, she is a penchant for spending taxpayers' money in absolutely outrageous ways when everybody else is wallowing in poverty, when people are dying because of lack of access to basic health care, you know, antiretroviral treatment. The health system, public health system collapsed in Zimbabwe, and there they are enjoying whilst the majority of Zimbabweans were suffering. So Zimbabweans are unkind to that lot. In fact, the Zimbabweans are more tolerant to Mr. Mugabe than they are to his family, because his family has shown total disregard for the people of Zimbabwe. So those ones, really, those ones, Zimbabweans would be more intolerant than they are to President Mugabe. South Africa is not an ideal place for Mr. Mugabe to seek solace because it is too close to Zimbabwe. There is an estimation that depending on who it is you're talking to, there is an estimation that there is a minimum of 500,000, and possibly the number goes up to 3 to 4 million Zimbabweans living and working in South Africa. Many of them are doing menial jobs. They're doing menial jobs not because they are not trained. They're doing menial jobs because the system in Zimbabwe could not provide for them, and they have had to cross over to South Africa and make do with circumstances they would not have gone through if things were normal in Zimbabwe. So we have a section of Zimbabweans who are very bitter, absolutely and extremely bitter, and would not accept Mugabe coming through to South Africa. So the best for Mugabe is to go to the Far East. He has always gone to the Far East. You know, he goes to Malaysia, he goes to Singapore. It is rumored that he has investments there. There are less Zimbabweans there and not so many people who care. So the best for him is to go to the Far East, retire there, and if the situation permits, then he can head back home at some point, and probably Zimbabweans would have gone a step further through truth, justice, and reconciliation, and they may say, no, now it's time for you to come back. We are ready for you. You can come and live with us as an ordinary citizen.